as you can see, there's a little bit of something funky going on here with Jan Villager, but I'll get to that. Anyway, yes, it's been a while, and we have another, part of the reason it's been so long is that I have, it took me a long time to get that water tube system working exactly right, to where any villagers that went into it at the top up there always ended up being delivered down here. And I'm not going to say exactly how long that embarrassingly long time is, because it's embarrassingly long. But along the way, there was also one or two other issues. Like, for example, anytime I load into the world and come around here, there seems to be always some of these guys that have escaped. Now, I even went to the point where I put slabs. Where did that go? Oh, come on. Okay. I can fix that part. Note to self. Do not go up there. Okay. Let's go ahead and open that one up. Because obviously the guy that's supposed to be in there escaped. And that's why I put these slabs up here on the top, because I figured that might help keep them from getting out. I got slabs down the bottom to keep them in. Now there's slabs in the top where their heads bang into, and that's supposed to keep them in. But as you can see, it's not quite. And I don't know how these guys got out. They must have glitched out of the piping system up there on their way to go over there. So here's another one where somebody had gotten out. So let's just hit the reject so somebody can get in there. And there. Yeah. So there's some glitchy stuff going on here. Villagers getting out of the piping. I'm not sure how that happened. And, well, I don't have a clue how it happened. And then they're getting out of here. I don't know how that's happening. And it's been very frustrating. But overall, for the most part, as you can see, I have quite a number of villagers in here. I haven't been through... Oh, that's not a bad deal. I like that. Really? An emerald for bread? I suppose I have to see what your next trade is. Oh, come on. 15 pork chops for an emerald? Goodbye. 22 coal? No. Yeah, you see, things like that. It's going to take a long time to get a collection of villagers in here that I actually want to keep. I guess the next thing I could do would be try to put a block between them here. No, that would have to be a couple of slabs, but you know, I could do that. But by and large, for the most part, the place is working. Villagers actually arrive. They get filtered around, they sent around all the way, and they end up in their little stalls. What I need now is to build a building around it. Now that the whole system is built and working, glitches notwithstanding, it needs a structure around it. And you are moving awfully doggone fast. And now you're a wisp of smoke. I don't like it when they get away. I really don't like it when they get away. Anyway, so I think that's the next thing there, is to figure out a design for a building that will house that whole thing, because let's face it, we don't want zombies getting in there. Zombies could make a mess of that place. Granted, slabs and whatnot, the way the thing is built, it doesn't necessarily need a building, because it will keep the zombies far enough away from the villagers to keep them from killing them. But yeah, it's still a better idea to have a building, and it needs to look some kind of reasonable. You know, I've always said, you know, I'm a function over form guy, you know. Let's make sure it works, and then we'll see about making it good. Okay, it's working. This is working. Maybe now it's time to see about making it look good. Well, that stuff isn't going to help. Or that. Or that. Alright. How about I head over here to the warehouse, and we will consider some things. Like, for example, that. I suppose I could build a... I don't know, maybe stone brick would be good around that. But I'm not exactly sure what. You know, there's another thing I've been thinking a lot about lately. Is my tracks, my rails. I started building these rails a long time ago. I mean, we're talking beta 1.5 and 1.6 for these rails. That one over there being the first one. And as you can see, there's a lot of cobblestone involved there, which for track bed is fine, really. But you know what there isn't almost anywhere on any of these tracks? And I realize, believe me, I'm a big proponent of this, that in Minecraft it's not necessary to have supports, but it might look better. You know, hey, what a thought. This is me. Oh, I missed a spot. This is me trying to make things look good. And if some people are to be believed in their opinions of what they've said, I'm actually starting to get a little bit of the hang of it. All right, let's head up here in the warehouse. Let's see, what kind of stuff do I have here? Nothing all that useful. Nothing particularly jumps out at me and says build something with me. No. Alright, let's see what I've got. Even if I don't have much in the way of supply, there's a lot of stuff up here. Sandstone is always cool. Regular, well, no, not sand, but regular sandstone, smooth sandstone, chiseled, the creeper face thing, smooth stone, and of course stone brick materials, various different kinds of wood. Yeah. Dark oak. And so on. Yeah. And everybody's favorite, mossy cobble. I think let's I don't have a lot of this mossy cobble. Although these days, that's right, I think I can probably make more now. When I first started collecting the stuff, you couldn't make it. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and arrange for some daylight, and let's try to see what we can do with the track. Okay, well, I took a little bit of time to cook up some smooth stone, and I tried, by the way, well, let's see, I have some cobble here. The thing where you take cobblestone and put vines on it and get mossy cobble, it does not work in 1.7.10. And also, you can't make mossy stone brick, which that's a thing that happened later in Minecraft. So, yeah. Here. Okay. Get rid of that. Keep these. Get rid of that. No, hang on to it. I'm probably going to want to use that. Okay. At some point. So, let's head up here into the station. And let's see. I want to start with my very first track. And you can see here, I used dirt to start with, and then somewhere along the line I put some sandstone in here, probably because it matched the building and I had it left over and I wanted to fill that in, but let's get rid of that. And this dirt's got to go. It just has to. And I have no inventory space because I've got it loaded up, so let's just throw some of the stone in there. That way I can pick this stuff up. Alright. That has to go for certain. Now that one should be sandstone, because it's part of the station. Okay, now here, probably thinking stone brick. I'm thinking that might be better. I think mossy stone brick would look great, but yeah. I do have a little bit of mossy cobble. I think what I'll use that for is on the sides here. Alright, so we have torch on that side. We have the redstone torch over here. And I know I could use levers, or I could arrange to put the redstone torch underneath of this one, but I'm not going to bother. Because for the ramp going up out of the station, I think the redstone torch thing looks cool. I like the way that looks. It looks decent. Alright, maybe it's not cool, but it's decent. Okay. Yeah. Alright, let's see. Let's get this rail. Rail, not the stake. Let's see. And here. Okay, this one was supposed to be powered. Wait a minute. Yeah, they're every other all the way up, and I started in the wrong place. So, power track goes there. And so we'll mossy that, and that. Take that down, take that down. And not quite seeming totally right. Oh, yeah, that's my doorway thing for the other track. There. Okay. Obviously I got something wrong. I should have looked at this before I took anything apart. Let's look at this one. Oh, I get it. 2 powered rails coming out of the station. That would explain it. Maybe. Alright, it'll take me a little bit to get it right. That's okay. There, torch here, mossy here and here, torch, torch, powered rail, normal rail. There we go. That's right. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's right. I remember. I had ended up putting a lot of glass around the bottom part of this because I had problems with mobs. But I think, just for the sake of making things look correct, let's fix this. And yeah, we need to stone brick this thing. Okay. And this one needs the torch. This one needs the redstone torch. And then we have powered rail, normal rail, powered rail, come on, stone brick, yeah, it'll take a little bit of doing, but it will end up looking better. Okay, yes, and I'll fix the rest of that all the way up. I'll take care of that off camera. But let's see what else we got here. Let's go ahead and get outside. There is another factor of this thing, and that's the one I was talking about before. Supports. This track has no visible means of support for the entire length of the track, and this thing goes to Gizmo's Island base, which is like 1,500 blocks that way, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's a long track, and it just kind of magically floats there. And initially, that was okay. But maybe now, it is not so much, you know? Let's see. We'll use some of the mossy cobble. Okay, right about here. Let me use some dirt here just to get up there. And try something. Okay. All right, one more. Up. Okay. Yeah. Temporary bit of dirt. Mossy cobble. That's looking a little bit too close together. Alright, let's come over here. Okay, let's just get rid of that bottom fence post. Alright, mossy here. Come on. Now I gotta go get it. Not a problem. Okay. Now let's just get rid of that. Bring this the rest of the way down. And you, yeah. Collect the mossy. Just get rid of some of this. Get that out of here. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Well, assuming that dirt wasn't up there, I think it's a move in the right direction, but not quite. It's close. If I could make mossy cobble stairs, it would be almost perfect. See, I have a crafting table. And of course, you can't make mossy cobble stairs. Thank you, Mojang. Alright, how about stone brick? That'll have to do. Of course, stone brick is cool. So how about stone brick stairs there and there, and then the mossy cobble here, but not there and not there. Here we just put the stone brick. Get down a little bit. And move this out. And finish this out. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think the left side of that is better. It's better. It has, the mossy cobble makes it look old. That's kind of the thing I'm thinking. The stone brick at the top, maybe not quite so old, or maybe better maintained or something. I don't know what to try to say there. So, stone brick and then 2 stairs out. Okay. Let's get it duplicated over here. See how that looks. Alright, stone brick, stairs, no. Stairs, and then another stairs, bring that down. Okay. Okay, did I get all that stuff? I think so. Yeah. And let's get rid of that up there, because it's going to drive me nuts looking at it. That looks better. And once I get rid of the dirt on the rest of that ramp and get the wood on the sides turned over to stone brick, I think it's going to look a lot better. The fence post with a torch. I like that as far as it goes. Now there's some of my track, like a big chunk of track 3 has the fence post with the torch. Well, I can show you. I'm on track 3. Yeah, this kind of arrangement where there's fence posts on either side with torch on top. It's sitting on oak wood right now. And that goes for quite a ways. And I could do that up here. Wouldn't be too big a deal. But the spacing, absolutely, lengthwise down the track, they have to be there. That's what's needed to make sure that the track is sufficiently well lit that there will be nothing spawning on it. Let's see. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Yeah, it's gonna, it won't take too awfully long a time, but it just, I don't have to do that on camera. I can get that later. But yeah, I think this thing is starting to, and if say every, I don't know, 30 or 40 blocks, something like that, or a variation of it, and I can't do very many of them with mossy cobble because you're looking at all the mossy cobble I've got. I think there's a little bit more elsewhere in the empire, but I'm not certain. I've never really collected a whole lot of that stuff, and you know, I'm gonna, for most of it, I'm gonna be waiting until I can make it, and yeah, and that's gonna take a version or two of update to do that. So this could just end up being stone brick in the future ones, and that wouldn't be bad. And leave the track bed being cobble. The bed of the track is cobble, except for the ramp going up. And that's just get the dirt out of there, and stone brick is a good thing to replace it with. Yeah. I think that's, every time I try to sprint jump, I run into a wall. Yeah. I think that looks decent. Let me know what you think. And if you've got other ideas for something like this, I'm more than interested in hearing them, because I want to start making the track look better. And part of that is going to be something like this, to make the track not look like it's just floating out there magically, like it is. I mean, really, it is. This track goes over here, turns, goes that way, and the only time it has any support is like over there, where it goes through a mountain, through a tunnel in the mountain. But the rest of the time, it's just a sky road hanging out there in the sky. And that's all fine and dandy, but I want it to look better. And now this is a kind of a project that would take really a long time to do, because I have an enormous amount of track in this world. And it's not something that I would spend a whole lot of time at once on. You know, a few hours at a time here and there working on it, but other than that, no, it's going to be a long time getting all that taken care of, but I do want to be working on it and get some progress in on it, and so on. Especially like for example right now, I'm stumped with this what is the problem with that villager thing over there. And I have really been having a hard time trying to figure out why they're glitching out and how to prevent it and so on. And so in between times of messing with that, I come along here and work on this track, get these track supports in. And I do have a little bit of vines, and I can grow some vines. I can set up something somewhere to grow vines, a place to do it, and maybe just if I'm using stone brick, I can just throw vines on the stone brick, and that will give almost the same, a very similar look to the mossy cobble. And vines are a renewable resource. Of course, now I have to leave those there until I go get a shears. But yeah, that's okay. I can do that. I think I'm going to work on that. Get a place set up to grow vines, even just a temporary arrangement, and start putting some viney stone brick on the supports on there. That might just be the ticket. Let me do this. Just one thing here real quick. All right. And just the stone brick with vines is going to be better. And not only that, really better, because if I just put one vine on each side at the top, over time it will grow down the length of it. And that's all I need. That way the vines will go a whole lot farther. Yeah. Alright, let me know what you think. And I'm going to spend a few hours this week working on this. And we'll see how it turns out. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.